Hey, today I'll be talking about episodes 27 through 28 of The Double. With this whole Zhou Yanbang fiasco behind them, Royale is brought in to meet her new fiancé. He's from a good family, he's cute, but Royale is a new woman. Ali's words ringing in her ears, she stands up bravely and says she will not be marrying him. She's done being her mother's puppet and tells her parents and grandma that for as long as she can remember, she's only ever been allowed to do what her mother wanted, but no longer.
我并非真的执迷不悟，而是贪恋一个能够逃离江家的机会。我要避开你。
Feminist Queen Grandma Jiang says, "Good for you, girl," and even Papa Jiang won't take Ji's side. Royale is no longer a little girl, and everyone but her mom sees it.
是江离吧？是他教你这么说的。
Royale insists that Jiang Li has never tried to hurt her, and she's tired of her mother trying to manipulate her into mistrusting everyone but her. This girl is still not backing down. When Ji asks if she knows how much she sacrificed for her, Royale retorts that she must mean what she did to Jiang Yue and Jiang Li. She says she doesn't need her to continue with these evil, underhanded methods. From now on, she can take care of herself. If she has to climb over corpses to get to the top, then she doesn't want to be at the top. She tells her mother that she plans on leaving the house to go out into the world and learn. Ji is at a loss for words. She leaves, telling the servants not to allow anyone in to see her. Duke Su gave Ali a whistle to use in case of emergencies, but Ali goes ahead and blows it anyway one night. Out pops this young man, Zhao Ke, who has been working as a gardener for the Jiang family for 7 years, a double agent. And very cool seed as we first saw him way back in episode 3. She tells him to look into her old maid Hai Tang for her. Hai Tang is the maid she had when she was living as Shun's wife, and she disappeared after her murder. She wonders if she might have some more information about what happened that night.
可主君只是让我保护你的安全。
我让你找的这个人，若是落到他人手中，足以威胁我的安全。
I can't even blame her for her absolute confidence that Duke Su will be fine with this. He is an absolute doormat when it comes to her. Also, now that we're bringing up her old maid, I just realized, did Shirley not have a single friend? There was no one in her life other than her husband? She's never mentioned anyone she misses or wants to see or anything. Weird. Ji goes to see her father, who is all in a huff about his granddaughter breaking off the new engagement, saying she's just as foolish as Ji was when she first tried to run off with that painter. It turns out that after burning that man alive, the father and daughter worked together to poison Jiang Li's mom so that the position as Madame Jiang would open up and she could marry her now husband. She was already friends with Jiang Li's mom at the time and as such had access to her and was able to take her out. But her father is still not happy with her, saying she hasn't learned to be vicious enough. That she did well killing Jiang Li's mom, but when it came to Madame Hu, she was too soft-hearted and let her live. Little does he know, he has raised a venomous snake. She asks if the tea has started to take effect yet. It turns out that she did indeed get that painter guy onto her side, but not like that. What he wanted was revenge on her father, and she was more than happy to oblige.
只需要父亲一只手臂，再磕一个头。
Vicious enough for you, Dad? She's about to make her move, but the old man starts crying about how he raised her and how can you do this to your dad and whatnot. In the end, she loses her resolve.
我还是做不到你要的那般狠毒。
Boo! Do it! Ali goes to see Madame Hu and finds that, predictably, she's being very mistreated. Money is still sent for her upkeep every year, but her room doesn't even have charcoal. Meanwhile, her maid sports a pretty expensive-looking bangle. Ali sends the maids off before sitting down for a heart-to-heart with Hu.
我只来这么一次，你确定还要装下去吗？你来找我做什么？
Oh shit! Ali says she knows she was close to her mother and has a bit of an idea of what must have happened to her daughter, but needs her to fill in the blanks if she's going to be of any help. Hu gathers her courage and says the words out loud. Her daughter was murdered. Ji goes to see the painter guy and kneels in her father's stead, asking how else she can make amends. He says there's nothing she can do that will even begin to make up for what she did. After she tried to kill him, he ended up being taken in by a shaman who used him to exorcise evil spirits. His method was to destroy those evil spirits through human pain. More pain than any normal man could handle, but having already been through so much, he was able to endure it. The pair's fame spread, and eventually they were even called up to meet with Princess Wanning herself. She said she was looking for a royal diviner, but there was only one position. She ordered them to fight to the death for it, saying the position called for someone who possessed a truly iron will to live. He won, of course, and since then he has been the royal diviner. What a backstory.
你觉得和我曾经的遭遇相比，你的命能抵吗？
Looks like his vengeance on her is still to come. Meanwhile, Hu is explaining to Ali what happened to her daughter. Ji was always unkind to Jiang Yue, and prioritized her own daughter's well-being. In a fit of rage, when Jiang Yue would not let Royale play with a toy of hers, Ji bashed her into a rock, accidentally killing her. She then tossed her body in a lake to make it look like she drowned. It's weird that we got to see the rock bashing in the flashback, as the maid that told her about this wasn't there to see it.
How did you know about the parts you weren't there for?
That's okay though. I guess we can also assume that the mortician was paid off because they could surely tell the difference between a head bashing and a drowning. When Hu tried to bring Ji to justice, Ji managed to paint her as a woman driven mad with grief. No one believed her and she didn't have any proof, so she had no choice but to lean into this crazy act, knowing that if she didn't, Ji would be after her next. We've picked up another mission. When Ji hears that Ali has met with Hu, she springs into action. That stormy night, a bowl of soup is delivered to Royale, and she drinks it before realizing her mother's maid is in tears.
等你醒来以后，这一切都会好起来的啊！
Oof, that is not what you want to hear right after downing a bowl of soup like that. Royale falls into a coma and none of the physicians can figure out what's wrong with her. It could be spirits. Ji wonders if they shouldn't consult an expert. Jiang writes a letter to the royal diviner asking him to come and take a look at his daughter. Ali marvels at how far Ji is willing to go to take her down and prepares to no doubt be found as the cause for all of this. I love this so much. Like, of course this is a plot. Now let's plan ahead. Ali goes to see Duke Su.
诸君，
Never have I wanted servants so much, so that's what they're for.
我来是有事相求。
What? Really? She guesses that he would be amenable to getting rid of the Imperial Diviner for his own purposes. The Diviner works for Wan Ning after all, and we're trying to cut down on her power. She asks that he find her someone skilled in ventriloquy, and she will take care of the rest. Then she goes home to talk to Tong'er.
若是哪天想出去看看，在陆阳给你置一座宅子。
Is Tong'er about to die? We hardly ever see her these days, and now it's all of a sudden, I'm gonna see you married off, and thank you so much for your service. Every time you get a scene like this in a movie, it's just to set you up for them to get killed off. I'll eat my words if not, but this seems pretty transparent.